know, they don't do that. But yeah, Wonder Woman has to succeed. Luckily, it's going to come out after Marvel's Captain Marvel, so, you know, hopefully, you know, they can kind of be like, you like this, go see this, or that sucked, we're going to do it better. You know, whatever they have to do with marketing. And hopefully, you know, people are clamoring for a strong female superhero. I heard they're going to make a Black Cat movie from Sony, but I haven't heard anything since we are going to do one. So I don't know if that's still a plan. I think they said it when they thought that Spider-Man 2 was going to do a lot better.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe they're moving forward with it. I just haven't heard anything. I'm not going to go too far into the DC slate or the Marvel slate because they put out a whole lot of stuff. But I'll just kind of list my thoughts on the movies individually. More Batman and Supermans, whatever, cool. I wasn't a huge fan of Man of Steel. I just thought it was kind of a weird movie. Bad CGI at the end. They could fix some of the elements. I think Superman has cool rogues. They could do them up. A Flash movie announced on the second episode of Flash, the TV show. It was kind of a douchey move to the TV show. Hopefully it's good. I mean, I don't know what else I can say. They just announced Cyborg. I really hope they go with the younger Cyborg and build towards Teen Titans. I know I was watching AMC and John Campea was talking about how he doesn't think a Teen Titans movie would be good, and I don't want to just get into like a big fuck you John Campea thing, but I honestly think Teen Titans, outside of Batman and Superman, could be considered the third part of the Trinity. I think that's their biggest marketing tool to the younger audience.
Yeah.
Teen Titans is an amazing cartoon. It's even got the Teen Titans Go right now. I mean,
some people like it, some people hate it a lot, but
I mean, Teen Titans is a known name. I've heard rumors that TNT wants to make a Teen Titans TV show and whatever with that. I mean, I wouldn't go with the comics version. I would definitely just go, this TV show worked, people loved it, do that. And if you want, put it outside the universe if you're worried, you know, this is going to be too weird. But, Chudge is a call. Please don't sue us, John Williams. But, yeah, so, lost my train of thought. Oh, Teen Titans. Yeah, so, put it outside the universe if you're worried it's going to be too goofy and fun. I would bring in younger actors, have fun with it, make it a little kooky, a little bit of fun. You have some cool characters from the cartoon that people would love to see. I would do, obviously, Slade, Deathstroke, in case you didn't know, Jinx, maybe that whole little group there, Gizmo,
yeah, the Hive.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And just do that. Like, you don't have to really base off the comic. The TV show was hugely popular. It's a lot of fun. Hell, maybe even just make it animated. You know, saw how popular Big Hero 6 became. Why don't you put out your own? I mean, Judge support. Because I know a big thing that a lot of people have been talking about is Robin could never work in the cinematic universe. And I will agree to a certain point. I don't think you could ever get away with a kid Robin. It'd be too fucking weird. It was weird then, it's weird now. But maybe you could do Damian. I'm not a huge fan of going right back to Raish, but I think Damian is that popular that you're kind of leaving money on the table to not introduce him. Because we just got Raish and Talia, and I feel like you have to kind of set them back up if you want to use them in universe. So maybe, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of rehashing characters. Like, if I was going to do, I don't know what the hell they'll call it, you know, the Bat movie, whatever. I would do Penguin, so you have a name value. Mm-hmm. And then, like, a couple fun characters, like, Zaz and Firefly. Just whoever you want. Do characters, but I think Zaz is a main character on Gotham right now, so maybe he's not the guy to do. I haven't checked out Gotham. I'll check it out on Netflix at the end of the season, catch back up, and maybe start on season 2. And then I heard it's pretty good. But I think Penguin he's a really cool character that you can go somewhere with. But at the same time, it's Batman. It's gonna make its money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Superman's going forward. Whatever. They'll make money. Rebooting Green Lantern. I think that's a good topic of conversation.
Yeah.
What Lantern would you go with?
Oh, God. Personally, I think Jon Stewart would be the first one that comes to mind for a lot of people. I mean, they could just go back and do Hal Jordan again, but I think a lot of people wouldn't like that. I don't know. It's a weird thing because Green Lantern isn't just one character; it's multiple characters. And I don't know, man.
Here's my thoughts on it. If Warner Brothers can get Denzel Washington, you do Jon Stewart. If you can't, I would look towards Kyle Rayner. I think well, first and foremost, he's Hispanic, which we have no Hispanic superheroes as of right now in the movies, so that's cool to have. I mean, granted, I said in the last video, I like to see White Tiger in the Netflix series. And if we're lucky, maybe we'll see the Netflix guys in Avengers 3 when they start building up towards their great super war, but more on that as we get there. So I would say Kyle Rayner if you can't get Denzel. If you can get Denzel, you're a fool not to do Jon Stewart. Moving down that slate, assuming everything does reasonable money, whatever, everything's moving along. What other characters from DC would you like to see?
Oh, jeez.
Thanagarians? To bring in Hawkgirl?
That'd be interesting.
Dr. Fate?
I would like to see Dr. Fate. I think he would be a cool character.
I would put Dr. Fate in the Shazam verse, in all honesty. I think that would be a pretty cool character.
I've always kind of liked Zatanna.
Zatanna could be a really fun one.
Add her somewhere in there.
Well, there's talk right now they want to do a Justice League Dark starring, or directed by Guillermo del Toro, which would probably have Zatanna, because I assume they're not going to go with the comic version of it. There's just too many characters nobody gives a shit about, and it's too weird of a character. Like, you have Michael and Lucifer and Swamp Thing, and like all those guys would probably have to go.
Yeah.
You'll probably have like an inexperienced Dr. Fate, a Constantine as their leader. You might get a Swamp Thing, but he's like going to be kind of a background weird character, kind of like a Groot probably.
Yeah.
That's probably where your Zatannas. That's probably where you'll get Pandora to kind of introduce her. Some of those kind of weirder background characters. I don't know what they would fight. I mean, their rogues are kind of weird abstract entities, and unless Doctor Strange does like buku bucks, I can't really imagine they're going to want to go that way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Alright, let's move on to the Marvel side of things. Well, I guess first, X-Men Apocalypse. I think it's X-Men Apocalypse or it's Age of Apocalypse. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's Age of Apocalypse, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, the last movie did really well, man. Like,
yeah, I got quite a bit of faith in him because I was kind of faltering right before First Class. First Class kind of brought me back into the series.
No.
I
mean, they prove that you don't have to follow the source material to a T in order to make a fantastic comic book movie.
I think this is going to be Jackman's last film with the series. So hopefully it's good. I might be mistaken. He might not be in this one, and he's got another one coming. Can't remember. Channing Tatum as Gambit. I have faith in him. I haven't seen Foxcatcher yet, but I definitely will when it comes out. I heard he's amazing in it. I've seen 22 Jump Street's coming on Netflix here some point soon. I'm on their little waiting list, so I'll see that. But I think he's funny. Supposedly his family are from Louisiana, so he should have no problem doing the accent. And they better have the accent. I don't really have a problem with any costuming they've ever done. I just hope they don't kind of shy away from the look of Gambit. I mean, the black contacts, the red iris would be really cool to see. I don't know, after the issues they had with Sabretooth, if they really want to go to black contacts or if that's going to be, you know, like an after effect they add in with editing, which I guess I wouldn't have a problem with either. As far as it kind of muddling the continuity of the movies, I don't really have a problem with, because X-Men Origins Wolverine sucked ass. I would have had no problem right after it came out. They were like, this is non-canon. This movie sucks. So I don't care. They're bringing a new Gambit in, new timeline. The recasting of Scott, Jean, and Aurora. Oh, they're good. I haven't really heard any like definitive. I do know that the Jean casting pool seems to be a lot stronger. So, you know, I kind of got a feeling they're going to rebuild towards Phoenix Saga, which I have no problem with, because they fucked it up the first time. So I have no problem with that. Hopefully we get to see some of the weirder characters. I hope like Fox kind of opens that up. Like Mojo. I think he's such a weird character. And with the popularity of a Hunger Games, you could kind of get away with a Mojo-verse movie.
Yeah.
I think I would take like a couple of them, set the others free, kind of like how Marvel does the team-up movies and then does separate movies. I would do that, but you don't have to be like Cyclops. You call it like Mojo-verse or Sinister. That's what I would do. Scott, Jean, Kidnap, Mr. Sinister, movie. Roll with it. Like, that's their movie. Then you do like Mojo Universe, and you've got like Gambit, Rogue, and Jubilee, or whatever you want to fill that last role, because I know Jubilee's kind of a weird character in a lot of people's minds. Like, personally, I would say put her in there, but I know some people are like, no, fuck her. I don't know how many more movies they were able to get this Magneto. I think he's becoming too big an actor, so I think they need to start setting up other villains for when he can't be there for a movie.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to go away. I mean, he's got a lot of big things coming up, especially if this Steve Jobs movie pans out and he's playing him. So, you know, maybe the same thing with Professor X. I mean, you might need to find somewhere where you can set him up where you don't need Professor X in the movie. I would kill him off, but, you know, look towards splitting up teams, building an X Factor, positioning Scott to take over the X-Men.
Yeah.
You know, I think that'll be the biggest test to me, is if they do Scott right this time around, because they fucked it up the first time pretty badly. I don't think anybody would go and say, you know what, that's a good characterization of Scott Summers. Alright, Marvel time. Black Panther movie, it's cool. I think Wakanda is a cooler thing than Black Panther, and I think that's going to show through, and that's my only concern. Is once you introduce Wakanda, Vibranium, where do you go with BP? I mean, he's a cool character. I like T'Challa, but he's not that deep a character, really. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's a king and he's a badass.
And like once you get past the backstory,
but I mean,
there's
like,
not a
so
whole lot
is
more to
Thor. I mean, he's like, well, he's a badass fighter. So is Cap. Well, he's a genius. So is Iron Man. Like, Wakanda is cool, but I mean, like, I don't see Ant-Man, Black Panther, maybe Miss Marvel could, but I just don't see a lot of these movies going towards their own sequels and stuff moving forward. Thor 4 or Thor 3 Ragnarok. I'm down to see it. Hopefully we get Enchantress. Hopefully we get a badass Surtur. If we get Executioner, I'll be happy, but I don't think we need him. As long as we get Enchantress, I would keep it off Earth, kind of keep all the goofy humans away from it. Like, you could have a cameo by him. That would be kind of cool. Like, if Thor wasn't on Earth, or you start the movie on Earth, because he's probably going to be there, and you just have him, like, wake up, Natalie Portman, you know, he's like, oh, good morning to thou, or whatever. And then, like, there's fucking fire in the sky. And he's like, oh, crap. And then, you know, Heimdall teleports him back and he starts whooping ass across the 9 realms. You could do that, but I would keep them out. Just,
Yeah.
I feel like this movie needs to be really serious. And you're already going to have a lot of zaniness with just Loki in it.
Yeah.
So I feel like, you know, you need that. Plus, there's the rumor going around that Anthony Hopkins isn't going to reprise Odin, and Odin died off screen, which would kind of suck. And I wish he would come back just to shoot a cameo, just to show us, like, Loki killing him or whatever.
Yeah.
Even though it's kind of weird just to kill off Odin. I mean, I guess you could shoot a scene where you don't see Odin's face, and you just see, like, his large figure in the bed, and he's, like, trapped in the Odin sleep, and then you leave it open for Anthony Hopkins to return at a later date.
Yeah.
Or a new actor to fill that role, but I mean, you have to take the role from Anthony Hopkins. You're kind of fucked. I mean, so, I don't know about that. It's kind of weird. Surtur better be badass, that's all I can say. You know, bring it. Captain America 3, aka Civil War, the beginnings of it. I know a lot of people seem to just jump to the conclusion after the press conference that Black Panther is going to kind of fit that role that Spider-Man fit in the comics of trap between the two sides. He could. General thoughts on it. I kind of got a feeling that we might see a shift to Iron Man taking control of S.H.I.E.L.D. after Age of Ultron. And him trying to lead all heroes on Earth as he sees fit, and you'll probably see major mistakes in Age of Ultron, where Cap goes, you know, you're not infallible, Tony. People need to be able to do what's right. And he's like, I will tell them what's right. And he's like, you're beginning to sound a lot like somebody I knew in Germany. Hitler. You know, kind of thing. And then you get that argument. A fight between them is, I don't know how they would do that, really. I mean, it worked in the comics because, you know, Cap had a Hercules. But I guess the rumor going around is at the end of Age of Ultron, I've heard both Hulk and Thor won't really be around, so I'm guessing we might see Hulk launch into space or whatever. I heard he's not going to be in Guardians, so it'd be kind of weird to have him in space but not meet the Guardians, unless that's just, you know, throwing us off the trail, trying to get a little bit of, you know, sneaking it in there.
Yeah. It'd be funny if we saw a cameo where, like, they're just flying around the Monado, and it's in there, just going, like, by in a rocket.
Because I know a lot of people really want to see World War Hulk, and I think that would be fucking awesome. Where you just have, like, Hulk take over a country or a planet, and it's like when you introduce Thanos, and, like, he just fucking stomps out Hulk, and then, like, moves on. Like, if you introduce, her name's Kara, something like that, Caira, Hulk's wife. And Thanos kills her, and then just, like, rolls out towards Earth, and you just have, like, angry ass Hulk in a rocket, like, aimed at Earth as your final scene before you build towards Avengers 3. That's how you like roll. You just have, like, angry ass Hulk, like, slamming the door on the rocket. And he's just, like, going after Thanos. You introduce him at the end of Avengers 3, like, coming down. Yeah, that could be cool. But I know it's not on the slate right now, but you could fit it in there somewhere where you could build that up. Or even just use, like, how Disney movies have, like, that very short thing in the beginning.
Yeah.
Just use it to, like, The Adventures of Hulk. And you just, like, all of them are just, like, Hulk doing something. Or you just make one of your added scenes at the end what's going down on Planet Hulk.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, could be fun. I think Thor's going to be stuck in Asgard probably after the events of Ragnarok, which I have to agree with because there's nobody on the planet. Like, whichever side Thor happened to choose wins the war. I mean, there's nobody on Earth that's going to stop him at this point. Maybe Hulk, but if Hulk's also gone, it's like